get a new radio tomorrow or today so I can listen to it over the weekend.
Yeah, the general consensus on Jackie in the email was... I forget what people's impressions were.
I think most people liked him.
Most people liked Jackie. Jackie was good yesterday, right?
Yes, he was.
I thought he did a good job. Came in, he was full of energy, had a couple of jokes ready. It's good to check in with Jackie here and there.
Had some old stories.
Yeah. I like Jackie like this. It's much better when he just comes in once every year or something.
You know, there would be days like that with Jackie when we worked with him. They just weren't consistent.
Right. No, I always liked Jackie. I liked working with the guy. It was all the other horse shit I couldn't handle.
Well, you know, I got a chance to read howardstern.com, you know, the recap on the website.
Yeah.
And it was great because down there it said that what Artie made for one show and that he was begging his wife for money for his next project, his ex-wife.
Yes.
So, you know, it's just, I can't wait for the weekend so I can hear the replay.
Yeah, it was fun. It was good fun yesterday. All right, thank you.
Yeah, one of these days we have to have... I didn't know Jackie was doing so much film work. We have to have a Jackie Martling Film Festival.
Well, he goes to Cannes or whatever.
Yeah, he loves Cannes and Sundance.
There must be a special section at Cannes for shitty movies. I mean, that Jackie goes to, because Jackie's in the shittiest movies.
Yeah,
you know.
Beer League was at Cannes.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? I mean, he is in movies that are barely movies. I mean, like that clip.
Yeah, like the movies that no one releases.
How do you get into those things? You have to, like, pay an entry fee just to get
Definitely.
the film?
It's money. They probably, Cannes probably pays for everything.
So it's not like you're invited because of your excellent work.
They charge every shit out of thinks there's an auteur a bunch of money.
But somehow Jackie, you know, is at Cannes and he's in a movie and he really feels things are happening. And it's like we said yesterday, what does he turn down? Maybe Jackie goes to a special place called Garbage Can.
Maybe that's
You know, like this
not
can and then Garbage Can.
And Sundance. I'm going to Garbage Can.
Could Jackie ever be in a good movie? I don't think so.
No, because that would make the movie
No,
bad.
it was a great movie. I made out with Mrs. Brady. What is that? I made out with Florence Henderson. No, she was hot.
I got a tingle.
You know Jackie's 60. You thought Florence Henderson was
Oh, boy.
You mean when I turn 60, I'm going to be making out with Florence Henderson?
Yeah, and thinking it's hot.
Well, he didn't say when he did the movie. Was it 1968?
No, it was...
within the past 5 years.
He does a movie a week.
He does, like I said, like
He's almost like a porn star.
I'm in a movie with Jackie because there's a guy in Jersey who does movies every once in a while, and he asked Danny Aiello to be in one years ago, and I did a part because I was a friend of a friend, and that's probably the one he did on his contract break that he was talking about, because...
I think when Jackie does a movie, it's automatically, like, you know it's bad. Like, would you ever believe Jackie was... Like, if Jackie was an Iron Man, I'd go, I'm not going to go see that.
Hey, Iron Man, fuck you. Pepper Potts, get it? Potts. I'm trying to see the visual of that scene we played with the two mob guys hired.
Oh, I know. That was so bad.
You've seen the visual?
Yeah, someone sent me a clip of it. It's funny.
I don't even think they're mob guys. I think they're White House guys.
Oh,
yeah.
are they?
But they're like mafiosos.
Yeah, they're saying like the
joke.
White House
Yeah.
mob.
Yeah, and no indecent material. That's what we... All right?
Should we play that clip?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
All right, here's Jackie, one of Jackie's movies. This is the premise. Gary, what page is that on?
Give me 1 second. I got to put it back on.
Okay.
The president don't like that shit.
Jackie's in a movie which obviously shot in Jersey. And actually, they're not supposed to be mob guys. They are supposed to be senators, but like, you know, badasses. And Jackie's been hired to speak at a government function to do his comedy act.
Right, he's supposed to entertain the president.
Yeah.
Riley Jackie Page.
Yeah, Jackie Martling. Get this premise. The real Jackie Martling is hired to entertain the president.
And it's an orange.
Jackie as himself.
He can't even get on the dais at the Friars. Now he's entertaining the president. And...
That's how you know it's fiction.
Fantasy.
So he walks in, and there are two senators there who are giving Jackie a hard time about performing and what he'll be doing in front of the president.
The guidelines, if you will.
Yeah. Where is he, Gare?
In orange.
Orange. Okay, got it. Got it.
The Secret Service have arrived. They're all over the place. They're outside. They're on the roof.
Yeah. These guys have the worst Jersey accents.
They're on the roof.
And Jackie has the worst Long Island accent. It's perfect.
Its accents collided.
And the entertainment is just showing up. Right over there. Come here.
Right over there. This is United States Senator.
Oh, my God.
Right there, both senators.
Come here.
Come here. Come here, my boy.
Hey, Senator. Jackie the Joke Man Marling. How you doing? Ah! Guess you've known for the oldest gag in the books there, Senator. So what do you want me to say?
Jackie's giving two United States senators the buzzer handshake.
Right.
Hey, and Jackie's such a confident big star that
got a swagger, yeah.
He can buzz the hand of a United States senator and then kind of just pass it off as a giggle.
Yeah.
Who the fuck wrote this thing? I want to know. I want the author of this script.
Should he be arrested?
Yeah, I want the screenwriter in here.
Oh, come on, let's get this thing going, huh?
In due time, Joke Man, is it?
Jackie. Just call me Jackie.
Jackie.
Imagine the President of the United States is going to be entertained by Jackie. That's an amazing premise.
And where are they that this bad music is playing behind them?
In a strip club, I'm sure. No, they're in the senatorial office. He's with the...
I bet our current president would love every one of his jokes.
Jackie the Joke Man Marling. How you doing?
Well, Jason over here tells me that you have a very funny stand-up act. Yeah. I'm assuming you've been briefed.
I'm assuming.
There's a couple of things.
I'm assumed you've been briefed.
No need to retake.
Maybe that was on purpose.
I'm assumed.
Hey, Howard?
Yeah.
The guys are telling me this is a horror movie, right? Like a legitimate horror movie.
It sure is.
Jackie's part just shows up out of nowhere. It's not a comedy, but I think the director's a fan of Jackie, so he just sort of crowbarred this scene in.
That's good.
I'm horrified.
The director. How about we stop calling everyone a director who directs a movie? You got to at least be in a real, it's got to be a real movie. The director. What is he directing? Director. He didn't even apparently yell cut when the guy goes, I'm assumed.
He didn't say even an ED. I'm assumed.
Yeah, I'm assumed. I say.
I think you should know. First of all, when you address the president, you never look at him in his eyes.
Him and Michael Jackson.
Okay, because he hates that shit.
All right.
Senator. He hates that shit.
Come on. All right. Enough with the
and second, there is no indecent or obscene material in this act. You understand? Nothing indecent.
What?
What?
Wait a minute. Now we're getting ready for Jackie's big acting.
That multiple voice. What? What? There's no sound in humanity like Jackie's multiple voice what? Wait, let me go back a little. I got to hear that.
Wait a minute. No profanity?
Obscene material in this act. You understand? Nothing indecent.
What? Wait a minute. No profanity? No fuck shit ream blow? How about this? How about I open up? It's all right, folks. We're going to lock the doors, and then we're going to suck on each other's genitals till our jaws are as worn out as Rosie O'Donnell's fork.
It's amazing. The United States Senator just told Jackie no obscenities, and now Jackie's going to do sucking on genitals.
Well, wait a minute. He just said fuck shit ream blow, and then he says genitals?
Yeah. The film's director is Sal Ciavarello.
What?
Sal Ciavarello.
What are some of his other credits?
I don't know.
But there's no real profanity there, right? Come on, Corporal Filibuster. What am I going to do, break out the jokes from Joke Master Jr.? I'm not working to 5-year-olds. I'm a dirty joke teller. That's what I do. Couples in the living room. He says, you're dry tonight. She says, you're licking the rug. That's killer shit. That's what I do.
Listen, buddy.
He's all of a sudden Curly from the Three Stooges.
Hey, that's Curly. What I do.
Do you think it was in his contract, too, to get a Joke Master Jr. plug in there? It had to be.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think he did the film for that.
I'm not doing this unless I get a plug for my product. And I get to wear my Joke Man T-shirt. He used to get these crappy movies, and then he would show up in his Joke Man T-shirt in the movie as a character. You know what I mean? Like just no, he could care less. He just wants that T-shirt. I mean, it was so disconcerting to see a Joke Man T-shirt on, like, Bob, the character.
Yeah, you think he got paid. He just got the plug.
If you expect to get paid for this act, there's no obscenities or indecency in it.
You're fucking me with a rake.
Wow.
Now you can tell if you got a good sperm count. She's got to chew before she swallows. Come on, that's killer shit. That's what I do. Come on, that's killer shit.
Senator, his work would be greatly compromised if we tell him to tone it down. I mean, after all, he was on the Howard Stern show.
The Howard Stern? You work for that prick, Howard Stern?
Oh. You mean you guys booked me with no idea who I am or what I do?
Can you imagine that somebody would book Jackie?
Somebody doesn't know, but I like that they get a dig in on you.
Yeah. I'm catching shit in the movie. Like, what did I do? That piece of shit did. Who wrote this thing?
Don't be bastards.
I can't believe you hired some prick from the Howard Stern show.
You cunt. You call me a prick?
Sir. He's talking to a United States Senator. And
you cunt. You called me a prick?
You cunt.
What is that? What's the music in the back?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Where in the Senate would you hear this music?
Funny, in Iron Man, you didn't see any kind of music. You didn't hear any music like that.
I can't imagine how vile and obscene your act must...
That's porn film music.
Yeah.
No sex. Oh.
If you work for somebody so unchristian-like as Howard Stern.
You know, you guys are funny. Nice hairdo, by the way. I guess the lights are out in the bathroom, huh? What, you comb your hair with static electricity? I can't believe before you left the house this morning, you looked in the mirror and said, that's good.
Hold on, Senator.
Shambles.
Suppose we adjust his fee, Senator.
Look, you shouldn't say hello, you should say fucking boo. Italian restaurant, huh? You know what they call it when the Italians got one arm shorter than the other? A speech impediment. Hey, Senator, you know why Italians wear gold chains? To remind them where to stop shaving.
That's why he needs an intern to catalog all these jokes. You know he doesn't need an intern for this. He told Tim that he needed 2 interns. And Tim goes, why?
This show could be so much better with 2 interns.
There's something I don't understand. Does Jack, like the 2 jokes he had prepared yesterday, does Jackie write those jokes?
No.
No?
He claims some.
He's got to write some of the jokes, right?
I don't know. I've read a lot of those in a joke book somewhere.
He collects jokes.
Oh. From where?
That's why
Istanbul.
olives come in a tall jar so the Italians can put their combs in there.
I think with that adjustment, if you adjust your act a bit...
You're kidding. That's the offer. You know, it's a shame you haven't got a glass belly button, so when your head was this far up your ass, you could look out and see what the rest of us are doing. You crooked dope.
He's like he should be in the new Caddyshack, or he's like the new Rodney Dangerfield. Jackie with his movies. And every shitty movie he'll do, but on this show he's negotiating and had to leave.
He was tough with this show.
He had a job where he was making money, actually. I don't think they pay him a dime on any of these movies. Do you?
No, I think he gets a plug. He got the Jokemaster
but
Junior.
It's so much fun on the set. These guys were great guys who I worked with. They're great guys. Let's go to Cyrus. Yes, Cyrus.
Hey, now.
Hey, now.
Iron Man was great. I actually saw it yesterday, too, at a screening.
Cyrus, no offense, how do you get into a screener?
I just applied for, like, every damn contest I could try to win.
This guy, boy, he lives some life. He's into screeners. I thought you had to have connections to get a screener.
Oh, no. There's, like, a lot of people out there.
Did you have to fill out a card, like, and tell you, like, what you liked about it and stuff? Was it one of those?
No, I didn't have to do anything except for, just apply online to try to win.
Oh.
And
The screeners used to drive me nuts when I made my movie. I'd be like, well, why are we showing so many people the movie for free? Don't we need them to pay to do a good box office? People were like, it's just a few thousand people, you know, when it's all... I go, I don't know. What are you doing?
I think
Every head counts.
He just told us to spread the word. You know, that was a great movie.
Yeah, I guess it's word-of-mouth type stuff.
Yeah, and I think it is better than Spider-Man, and I love Spider-Man. I think it had the best opening scene and ending scene of any superhero movie.
Yeah, it was really good. Bobo, you're on the air.
Yeah, how you doing there, Howard? Hey, will Jackie be invited to your wedding? Will he be one of the close circle of friends that will be attending, or what?
Jackie's in the wedding party.
You know, that's a good question. No, I probably would think not. Because, you know, I really don't hang out with Jackie anymore, and Beth really has no relationship with Jackie. I mean, she doesn't really know him. If she met Jackie when we first started going out.
Right.
I was actually spending the weekend at Dominic's house. Of course, without Dominic.
Right.
Dominic used to offer me his house, and I said, I'll use it if you don't come. Because I didn't want to spend the weekend with Dominic. I liked his house. And he was so happy to have me at his house, he would just, like...
I've seen that house. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, we used to have a good time there. And Jackie came out, and we hung out at that house. And Beth met him, and, you know, I was telling her, hey, he's a good guy. And then Jackie was off the show, and they never had a relationship. And quite frankly, I don't really see Jackie anymore. I mean, unless...
You guys go back a long way, though. Right?
Well, yeah, but it wasn't pleasant at the end, honestly. I mean, was it, Robin?
Not for me.
No.
And for years it wasn't pleasant for me.
Yeah, so I like Jackie very much. I used to go over his home all the time, hang out with him and Nancy. But, I mean, I guess it would be kind of weird now to have Jackie there, right?
Well, if you're not going to have Benji and you have Jackie, that's...
I would have Jackie before Benji, though.
Hey, Howard, the greatest stories is when you used to go in his house. Remember, he had that big TV, and it was almost outside. You were watching it, and then you got stuck in the bathroom.
Yeah, Jackie had a weird sense of decorating. He had a table in his dining room.
Well, it didn't matter where the walls ended with Jackie.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was weird. He had this little house on Long Island, and I guess he used to have a lot of people over and have parties and stuff, so he'd have like a big dining room table, except the dining room table was bigger than the room. So Jackie would open a window and have the table sticking out the window so that it could fit in the room. And I never saw anything. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, it was like college dormitory stuff that you would do. Right. Even in your college dorm room, you would try to at least make sure the table fit inside the room. The table went out onto his porch.
I don't even understand how you do that.
All right, here's what I'm saying. Imagine a big, long, square table, okay? And you're in a dining room.
Yeah.
You move the dining room table in, and it doesn't fit in the room.
So you open a window.
So you open a window, and you stick the edge of the table out the window. And and it was like, well, you know, like people in like college do shit. Like I go visit my daughter at college.
And even that's a joke, you know, like if they're doing it, you know.
Right.
Like they do weird stuff with furniture. You know, it's not exact, you know, because they don't have any money.
But everything was like that with Jackie. Remember, he'd say, "Oh, come to my house. I have a great beach." Blah 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 blah. Right. And then you get to the house, and the route to the beach was through, you know, broken bottles and abandoned gas stations. And then you had to crawl through a fence.
Yeah, so I go to his house and he go, park at the A&P, crawl through the bushes, and then come to my house. It's a shortcut. So literally, you know, I go there and
park at the A&P.
And then, like, I'm crawling through bushes. Like literally crawling through bushes.
I think he cut a hole in the fence, so you didn't have to walk all the way around either.
Right. Well, he was going to dig a tunnel, wasn't he, to one of his houses?
I don't know.
So he
had a shuttle.
I'll tell you, like other weird things. Like, he was a real entertainer, and he liked to have people to his home for barbecues and stuff. And one time I'm there, and we're eating, and, like, you know, they're grilling and it was, you know, it was kind of fun. But all of a sudden, they bring out the food on, like, a garbage can lid. Like a garbage pail lid.
Yeah.
You ate out of garbage cans a lot there.
Yeah, it would be like a big garbage can of clams. And you'd go, wow, you'd go, Jackie, this garbage can, is it a brand new garbage? He goes, no, we cleaned it out. You know?
No, we only used the dry stuff in there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, it was just grotesque the way he lived. I mean, it was... It was no wonder his nails were falling off.
Right, yeah, but that he had diseases everywhere.
At one of John's parties, Jackie was there. It's one of the first times I met Jackie, and I guess he passed that system on to John, because I seem to remember Jackie by John's enormous pool. It's like a John living in like an $8 million house or whatever. And, like, he had a garbage can full of shit, like clams and shrimp.
Yeah, clams and shrimp. And, like, who wants to eat out of, I mean, I'm not a snob. I didn't grow up wealthy or something, but I don't want to eat out of a garbage pail lid. And, you know, it's not sanitary.
People in the Depression didn't want to do that.
Like, in college, people would do weird... Not even in college would I do weird shit like that when I, you know, I had nothing.
When you have to do something like that in college with the tables out the window and stuff, you look at it and go, hey, look what we got to do. And you laugh because you're in college.
Right.
When you're 50 doing it, you're depressed.
And the guy was making some money. I mean, it was just cheap.
Yeah.
And Howard, what about the water view? He said, didn't you have to go up to the attic and look?
Yeah, then he told me he bought this one house on the water, and I go, well, where's the water? He goes, come on, let's go look. So we go up to the bedroom, and I figure, well, the bedroom must have water views.
Let's go look.
We go upstairs to the bedroom. I still don't see a water view. He goes, hold on. He goes into a closet. He pulls a chain, and these stairs come out of the closet. We crawl up these stairs.
To the attic.
And then we're in this attic. Now, the attic, remember Cousin It on the Addams Family? So I'm 6'5". The ceiling height must have been about 3 feet. No, 4 feet. It's a crawl space. And there was a little circular, like window in this attic that if you crawled near like an opening, you look out and he goes, see? And I'm looking out the window and he goes, no, turn your head a little more to the left.
Oh, God.
And he considered that a water view.
With Jackie's jokes, he didn't just put on the water in the shower and go, see, it's the water.
Everything was weird about that cat.
But Howard, one of those chunky houses he had a gorgeous house at the end of the street on the right. He could have bought that house.
Yeah, it was weird.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, well, what he did was he bought a bunch of shitty houses.
Yeah.
So he owned like half of that town.
Right, he kept buying houses.
There's so many misconceptions about Jackie because you talk to a fan and they go, a lot of them think, oh, well, he must be doing fine because doesn't he have like 8 houses in Long Island?
Right.
That's what everybody says.
No, they're like shanty houses.
Uh-huh.
You know, they're shanty houses.
Like bungalows.
Yeah, bungalows. They weren't like nice homes. Right, Robin? I mean, am I being vicious here?
Right, yeah, because that one that they turned into the studio, that was Jokeland.
There was Apricot Studios.
Yeah, you would go over his house, and then like he would have like a garage that he converted into a performance area.
Yeah.
And then like he would like Nancy had a whole performance that she would do, like kids. Like college kids.
Yeah, because they turned one house into their own studio.
So you would sit there in the driveway on your ass or in a lawn chair and watch Nancy perform in the garage.
But here's a big question. He seems like he was always happy. Do you think that's bullshit?
No, it's all bullshit. The
really?
Because
he seems happy. He seems like a happy guy.
No, Fred, would you characterize Jackie as a happy guy?
I think he talks himself into being happy.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
know. I mean, there was a part of him that you sort of envied because he did seem so carefree. You know, like, remember that party that he threw for me? And, like, they were so into whatever they were doing. The guests were just left to fend for themselves.
I just know there was a lot of weed and alcohol. There was a lot going on.
It's kind of hard to have a bad time, I guess, if you're, like, inebriated.
Yeah, because he went out, he would take beers and put them in a thing and put them in his teeth, and he would swim out to the jetty.
Yeah. Then
like a Labrador.
Then you go out to this water that he swam in every day, and literally when you came out, you were covered in, like, slime.
Oh, yeah.
Red tide.
I remember Tom Chisano was out there, and he came out, he went swimming, and he came out, and he goes, don't go in the water. He says to me, I go, what's going on? He goes, look at my body. It's covered in slime.
We don't know what that
He goes, it's just like a thick mucus.
I've been slimed.
So then Jackie would all of a sudden go,
Exxon Valdez,
come on. What are you talking about? The water's beautiful. And then he had a piece of wood that floated in the water, and then he would put 2 beers in his teeth, like in his mouth, and swim with the beers in his teeth, like a dog, like a St. Bernard. And he'd get up on this fucking piece of wood and lay out there and drink.
This is the red. Because I'm telling you, I know guys like that, and they seem happy to me. I'm envious of them.
That's what I'm saying. That part of him seemed very happy to me.
And yeah, that part, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
The part when he comes in and says stuff like, I have a great time doing all these movies. That's got to be a bit of a facade. He's an intelligent guy. I've been on movies comparable to that. You can't be happy being on the set.
He has no ability to know if a movie is good or not. You heard him. I mean, he doesn't know they're shitty movies. He thinks they're great. They're so much fun. They're fabulous. Right?
He said he got 5 laughs out of John's movie.
Yeah.
But that, like, you take the dialogue and that movie that we just listened to. You know, when you think of, like, all that goes into, you got to get money for a movie and work on a script. You know what I mean? Like, before you shoot it, you got to make sure everything's, like, perfect. And that was the dialogue they decided. Like, somebody said, okay, now, sign the check. Get a camera, get lights here. We're ready to shoot this.
Well,
you know, I mean...
Jackie hasn't met a movie he hasn't liked. I wonder if Jackie's never... Like, has he ever gone to a movie and said that was a bad movie?
Remember that one that he did with, all the Long Island comedians were in it? They were trying to get you in it. They had a big premiere.
Right. PI.
Yeah, right. I was in that. Like, they got me to do it. Yeah, and it was a big mistake.
What did you do?
When I was first starting my career, a bunch of Jackie's friends asked me to do something. I was at NBC. I didn't know. You know, I went over. It was fun for me to do it. It was so bad. It's so embarrassing, you know.
What do you do with it?
I play an anchor man who has a nervous breakdown or something.
No kidding.
Yeah. Like for 3 seconds, and then the guy put a big box together and go, Howard Stern's movie, and it became, instead of Ryder P.I.
That's why they had a big premiere.
Yeah, but Howard Stern's movie, and it was horrible.
I was listening to some of the wrap-up show yesterday. Like, they said that Jackie, I didn't know it was to this extent, that he saved all the jokes he wrote. And I never heard Gary go into this much detail about what he did, but he saved the jokes. He would date them. And he would put what hour he wrote them in and who the guest was that he wrote them, if there was a guest. And then he would go to his mother's house and put them in a big loose leaf binder, and he had stacks and stacks of these things. Do you think there's any fan out there, like what, like really strict, like main, like stay Howard Stern fan? Do you think those are worth money to?
Zero.
I bet a big fan would like to buy some.
But I think Artie's right. I think some nutball would spend money for it.
I think why Jackie saved him, he never felt he got any credit for what he did on the show. So he would catalog all these jokes in the hopes that one day when somebody said to him, you know, what was your contribution to the show? He'd go, wait a second. I was the fucking show. Come here. And then he would take them up and see these reams of paper. Of
you know who adopted that thing, too, was like John. Yeah. Apparently, John did the same thing, except he used that in contract negotiations.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard. We talked about this on the show yesterday. John would sometimes write, send you jokes on the computer.
Right.
And he fancied himself a joke writer. So what happened was, John would write down the joke that he sent to Howard if it was used, and John would throw it in a box, in a scrap of paper. Then when he went in for a contract negotiation with Tom, he would dump this box on Tom's desk, and Tom goes, what is this? I said, that's what I do on the show.
And then I would say to John, John, let's say you never wrote any of those jokes. Do you think the show would still be a success? Right. Dominic, you're on the air.
Well, first of all, 2 observations.
Oh, and the other thing I have to say is, the funniest thing, I got to just finish this, Dominic.
Yeah, sure.
So then Jackie had all those books of all the jokes he ever wrote. So then there was a flood at his house, because the house was remember in the Little Red Riding Hood, the houses were constantly getting blown down, or because the house, there was
3 little pigs.
There was a big rainstorm.
The big bad wolf would blow it down.
And the next thing you know, Jackie's whole house was covered in water. So Dominic went over to help Jackie out with the insurance or something, and because I don't even know if there was insurance. And then Jackie was taking clothespins and hanging his jokes up on a
clothesline,
like underwear, because he wanted them to dry out.
And that's
is that right, Dominic?
Well, what happened was
he wanted them to be dry humor.
No.
Get it?
What happened?
What happened was that it wasn't rain, Howard. It was flooding.
Right.
Whenever the flooding would come in from the ocean or the water, his house would actually go under, parts of it would be underwater, like his basement.
He had an indoor pool.
God. Then he had a problem with the insurance company, and I of course, came over to try to help him. We go downstairs, and literally it's about 3-4 feet of water in the basement. He's in it. So somehow he gets me to walk. I think I roll my pants up, take my shoes off, and I'm standing in it. And all of a sudden, things are floating by. It's, jokes and papers. And then he's got a piece of string and he's hanging.
All worthless shit.
And then the best part was something would float by. He'd pick it up and say, "Oh, that was a great joke," and then he'd tell it and start laughing. So he's putting it up on the
and then he would hang it up. The clothespin. He'd put it up on a. Dominic told me he says these sheets of paper hanging from a clothesline.
A whole act was floating by.
Right.
It's like a counterfeiter.
There's millions of dollars of jokes here.
Howard, I think you're right. By the way, I think Jackie's waiting for not only that's his contribution to the show, but I think. He's
That's
still
a book. That's a book.
No, I think he's waiting for, the Museum of Broadcasting to come and put it in the museum.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, one of these days, there'll be the greatest jokes from the Howard Stern show.
On eBay.
I'm telling you, I bet there's a guy out there who'll buy it.
Howard, did you think yesterday, and all of you were great there, but did you think he was a little nervous? He spoke so quickly and
well, I think Jackie was certainly wanting to do well.
He actually came in to kill, yeah.
And he did. He was great. Yeah. It was great having him here. And we tell these stories only because we love.
In absolute affection.
Yes.
How many plugs would you say he asked you for yesterday? Which, it's funny.
Actually, he wasn't as bad as he usually is.
But the funny thing was, at the end, I loved how he kept saying, "Say hello to this one, say hello to that one, say hello."
And he's not kidding.
Rồi, và hôm nay bên em lại về một chiếc Kia Cerato, cái xe sản xuất 2019, bản 1.6 số sàn, xe phiên bản màu đỏ. Đấy, Cerato là một trong những dòng phân khúc hạng C của Kia, rất là chất. Con này là số sàn và đã bị va quẹt ở phần bên phụ của mọi người nhé. Vì vậy là có một mức giá rất là ưu đãi. Tuy nhiên là trước khi báo giá thì em sẽ quay tổng thể chiếc xe. Các bạn có thể thấy rằng là trong tất cả những dòng thì Kia một trong những dòng mà cùng phân khúc thì nó thuộc hạng rẻ nhất rồi. Đấy. Còn
Bye.